name is 5406_Eris, or Alex. I'm a member of Team 5406. In today's video, I'll be covering my mini paper bot of 6135. And we'll be talking about the arm mechanism that goes into it, how I designed it, what led to this creation, and how it can also double as a game for first power-up. Let's get started. So first, let's explain the kind of motion that this paper robot could do. Now, it may not seem like much, but it can do stuff like this. So it is pivoting by two joints, so a joint up here and a joint down here. These are actually hand bent, so I actually took a paper tubing and bent a part of it to make it kind of pivot like an actual arm. The same thing with this side. I had to be a bit careful though, because there was a connector here and I didn't want to accidentally bend too much over to the connector, because these two tubes are actually connected by each other right here via tape, and just sliding it in, just like a piece of wood or a carpenter uses. So the free range of motion ranges from extending its floor position and its resting position, which is here, or as you saw in the beginning of the video, the display position, which is here. Off topic here, I would also like to, or on topic, I'd like to also explain the other range of motion, which again I stated in the beginning of the video, which is similar to first power up. So the arm is in its resting position here, or down here, and it can raise all the way up here actually. Make it smaller so the camera can see it, but all the way up here, and that's pretty tall, to the point where they could just drop the cube on the scale, come back, and pick up another cube, just like that. So that is a concept for the first power-up, and the intake could also double as that as well, for this kind of mini concept. Coming back to the game charged up after talking a bunch about power-up, we could see that I made this little paper cube here, and it says first on it. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And so this intake that I have on here, so I already explained the range of motion, is a pinching, kind of a claw mechanism here. So I used a cardboard, or pieces of cardboard as kind of a substitute for metal spacers, or kind of washers there. And what you can do to open the intake is kind of just pinch, and it will open one side, and then when the cube goes in, you can let go, and the pinch will slowly come back. Paper and cardboard are not as strong as actual claw mechanisms, or mechanisms that close with two little arms. We can see this in a couple other concept robots for this year, or actual robots like Team 4039 Makeshift Robotics. They had kind of a pinching system like that for cubes and cones. But to let go, you just pinch it, and then it lets go of the cube. And to floor intake, you can just drive up to the cube and pick it up. A horrible disadvantage of this though is it cannot kind of pick up cubes that are kind of at an angle, or a diamond angle or shape at the claw. The claw has to pick up a cube just like this, with one side facing it perfectly or semi-perfectly, and it can pick it up. The cube that I have in this kind of concept is really too squared, or kind of too sharp sides, not replicating the cube in the actual game, but this is kind of a concept that is close enough to the cube, because I don't want to make it look like a balloon or actual cube, because that would kind of make intaking this a bit hard because of the kind of circular or rounded surface of the actual cube in the real game. So if we can get an up-close shot here, or if my camera can get an up-close shot. So the claw right here actually has cardboard in it. So as you can see, through the back of it has pieces of cardboard as spacers, and it is sealed between two pieces of kind of folded paper. The paper is actually really folded. It's actually got layers in it, so kind of like that. So it's pretty thick. But also there is a piece of duct tape, or two pieces that are linked together, that are kind of binding this system together. A couple times you might need to squeeze both sides to make sure the pinching part can actually work properly, because I found out sometimes that it can sometimes not work, and it can sometimes be too loose of a grip. And so just pinching it like this together will kind of like re-stick the duct tape together and be able to make the kind of claw pick up like this. So picking up from the floor is easy, so like so, pick it up like that, raising it up to the kind of like node, you drop it like that, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna hope the camera caught that. But yeah, I will also review the kind of power up concept again. So picking up a cube, and I'm gonna make sure the camera's focused this time. Nice. And kind of goes over like that onto the scale, drops the cube or the power cube, whatever you want to call it, comes back to its resting position, and bam, you have a robot for 2 concepts now, 2018 and this year, for Charge Up. I put the bumper colors as 6135 because number one, they're such a nice team. If you're watching this, hello. But yeah, that is my concept for the movement and arms. The drivetrain is a 4-wheel tank drive. I know that is not really common in these kinds of modern day technologies now for first robotics, but I've seen a couple of bots from the 2012 game Rebound Rumble, and I thought this would be making it easier. It's a nice squared shape, and yeah, makes my build life much easier. So yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode on a mechanical concept of a paper bot. This is the first time I built kind of an intaking paper bot instead of a climbing one. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this concept on the mini paper bot here, and I'll see you guys next time.